Welcome to Survival Theory. I'm out in the Sam Houston National Forest today, right next to the lake, and it's an absolutely beautiful day. It's misting right now. It was raining pretty heavy. It's probably going to rain quite a bit more later today. It's in the upper 40s, so super humid, and the cold really sinks in, but nevertheless, it's a beautiful day. And I'm pretty much out here in the wilderness. I took a service road, dirt road, until it ended, and then took the trail that goes up to the lake, and then got off that, and well, here I am. I've never been in this area before, so I'm looking for a campsite that's suitable. Two things I did not bring that I regret already: my chair and my hiking stick. Both of those would have been great. That chair is lightweight, and the hiking stick would have already helped me a couple times while hiking. So I might base my camp on two things: fuel sources, wood, and a place to sit down. So let's start looking. So I've got kind of an unusual tarp set up here, but I had to improvise based on the trees not working like I planned for the canopy. But it worked out. It'll shed water. I can move a fire under it slightly if I need to. Now this chunk I broke off, this is going to be solid fat wood. It's a real thick limb, and it was high up on the tree. Oh yeah, it's going to be solid fat wood. So I'll saw this into a piece I can work with. Get some fat wood lickety split. Oh yeah, look at that. Solid fat wood. It's a real good piece. Real good piece. Boy, I wish I had my chair to work on. So it's getting later and later. I don't really have that much light left. And that looks like rain down there. That's over the water, and I can't see the water anymore. The wind's picking up, it's getting colder. So I'm going to get busy on this fire. So I've got some solid oak right here. That'll make good coals. And I've got some fat wood sticks. Once that fat wood starts, I'll put the sticks on there, and hopefully that'll dry out these small twigs. Of course, I got a big pile of wood behind me to dry out and burn. See if I can do this without scattering that stuff everywhere. All right. First try. Pretty combustible fat wood. Everything's wet, so it's going to be a lot of steam and smoke, but it'll work. I need a fire for dinner tonight. I think I'll put some of this fat wood on there. Start getting that to light. Start drying out this good oak. So I've got my 2 sticks, some Yopon sticks for cooking. I've got some yellow mustard. grapes, carrots, and chocolate. That's dessert. And here we go. So what I've got for tonight is, well, these are dehydrated jalapenos, like sliced up. So got some jalapenos to put with the cheese. And this is better cheese, or Gouda cheese. It's gooder than most, so they call it Gouda. I've got a big chunk of pepperoni right here. Well, not a big chunk, a bunch of slices. 2 whole wheat tortillas, and 2 hot dogs. So having a couple hot dogs and whole wheat tortillas with some better cheese, and I'll put mustard and some Japalinos on there. All right. While I'm waiting for those hot dogs, I'm cutting a bunch of this heart of pine and fatwood. It's everywhere, so I can put that on. And it burns a long time, so I won't have to tend to the fire as much later tonight. Alright, now here comes the fun part, where I put the cheese on top of the hot dogs and hope it somewhat stays on. Oh, there we go. Balancing on there. Put this one on there. Balance it on there. I got one piece of extra. I'll probably eat that raw because this is such Gouda cheese. Gouda. Alright. That's melting. As that cheese melts, I'll put the tortilla over it. Balance the tortilla on it. Get everything Gouda hot. Not that hot. Get away from their flame. Alright, I think they're ready. Is that ready? Oh yeah, melted cheese. Turned out real nice. Melted cheese, a warm tortilla. And I'll sprinkle some of that. Oh, I forgot about this. The pepperoni. Well, it's alright. It's already cooked anyway, right? Then I'll sprinkle some of the jalapeno on there. Pretty cool. Cheese will bind it all together. Oh, I forgot about mustard. There's only a little bit of mustard in here, so I'll probably burn this when I'm done. There. America's favorite. Unless you're a Yankee, then you'd probably put mayonnaise on it. Here's the camping life. bone appetite. That cheese trying to get away. Oh, it's good. Those dried jalapenos really make a difference. Woo! Spicy too. Mm. Mm. So I've got the fire going over there. It'll burn for a while. I've got fat wood. The lake looks beautiful tonight. The camera picks it up, but it's a lot darker. I've got some fat wood and oak stacked up for tonight. Probably just chill out by the fire. Try to stay warm. See that mist? That's the mist that'll penetrate right through or right under my tarp because it's just kind of going everywhere. So I might lower it down to a closed-in A-frame if I start to get too wet. Because mist like this will just soak me. Although with that sleep system, I've got the outer layers, so it should be all right in theory. It's so breezy and misty and rainy. I'm not worried about this tarp. So I changed the tarp. I lowered this end right here. So now it kind of peaks in the middle and then it's, lower at that end. And the tarp is only warm at the most. Then as soon as the breeze changes, it's not warm at that spot anymore. So it's working out under these conditions. Bed's all set up, ready to go. Hopefully I'll be warm without the insulation underneath me because that pad, of course, is not insulated. The backpack is going to get wet here on the edge from the mist. That's all right. Got the firewood stacked up there for the morning. That should stay relatively dry. The ground doesn't freeze here. There's no frost line here. So the insulation is important underneath, but not that important. And I'm going to be so warm in that military sleep system that, I'll probably be unzipping it anyway to cool down. So minimal insulation under that pad with, I don't have very many leaves under there. Probably won't be a big deal. So I gathered a bunch of this grass, this dead grass around here. And I'm thinking that putting it around the fire a little bit will dry it up enough to where I should be able to light it with the ferro rod in the morning. Only one way to find out. Let's get out there and do it. All right. See you in the morning. Another beautiful morning. Ooh, feels cold though. Now, you see how much that humidity makes a difference? It's 36 degrees, but the humidity makes it feel like 28. Ouch. Well, it was misting all night last night, and occasionally it would start raining. The fire was burning till probably 2 or 3 in the morning. Everything stayed dry under the tarp. My firewood and kindling is dry. I was trying to dry out that. That's a big chunk of punkwood. I'm wearing my Crocs now. I'll probably get the fire going and then get those warmed up and dried up and then put those on. Stayed very comfortable. That sleeping pad turned out really nice with that pillow feature built in, but that's a separate video. Slept dang good. Alright, so this is the grass I collected last night and dried out. See if it'll light up. Yeah, took a few strikes, but it lights up. Get the boots warmed up, the gloves warmed up. Look at that steam coming off there. Warming that tarp up, drying it off. So I've got my hot dog stick from yesterday. So this morning I still got grapes and carrots. I'll have those today. And I've got bacon. I've also got some powdered milk so I can make some Ovaltine, super Ovaltine. But I may not make that this morning. Oh yeah. Hot. Not as good as the boar's head bacon, but it's still dang good. Napkin. I've got one on each sleeve. So I found this, and it's mostly punkwood. I tried to dry it out last night by the fire. I'm going to see if it takes a spark as is. Might still be a little too moist. takes the spark. I'm gonna have to go camping again just so I can dry out this tarp. My hands are freezing, because they're so wet. I didn't bring any gloves, except those leather gloves. But you know how that is. Paid attention to the weatherman, which is my first mistake. Can always depend on trash to give you a helping hand. So we've got record-breaking temperatures all over the U.S. coming up this week. It's going to be in the single digits here, which is normally pretty mild. Now, I remember a few years ago it got down to 14 degrees Fahrenheit, and I camped in that. And you add the humidity to that, and I couldn't get out of my sleeping bag at night. My feet and hands froze just from jumping out of the sleeping bag real quick. But it's going to be in the single digits here. That's, 25 to 30 below freezing. And it's going to be like that for a while, so it's record breaking. Yeah, look at all that resin. Straight off a pine tree, that's good stuff. Wrap it in a couple leaves. Stick it in my pocket. Whew, just about can't feel my hands. So my intention yesterday was to come out here and do a video on, one or two videos on some skills, but the weather was not cooperating because I needed a certain kind of weather for the video to make sense. So I ended up just camping. I brought enough to camp, just in case, and well, that's what happened. But it was a good camping trip. Well, thanks for watching Survival Theory. Please share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.